Hello friends, as you are aware, there is a petition which has been filed in the Supreme Court against the conduct of the CBSE examinations for class 12 students as well as class 10 exams only for students of Northeast Delhi. There is also a petition which will come up on Friday before the Bombay High Court against the ICSE examinations of class 10, specifically pertaining to Maharashtra in this case because the state and Mumbai in particular is a COVID hotspot, making it extremely risky for students to assemble in one place at different examination centers. And along with the students, obviously, you will also have parents who will come to drop them at the exam center, to pick them up after the exams are over, teachers, invigilators, examination staff. Would it really be possible for the ICSE or the CBSE to ensure all safety protocols with a huge mass of people? That's the worry and that's a question which is being asked. Now, will these public interest litigations, the PILs, have the desired impact? I personally think the courts will find it very difficult to ignore the pleas and the arguments which will be put forth by the parents. And it also will be very tough for the CBSE and the ICSE Council to convince the courts that the exams indeed need to be conducted. And I'll tell you exactly why I say this, and I'll tell you 5 reasons why the courts will need to listen to the parents very, very carefully because their arguments are very strong. Number 1, the tough questions that were posed by the Madras High Court on a petition challenging the conduct of the Tamil Nadu State Board Class 10 examinations. And let me point out the 2 main points that the Madras High Court bench said. The bench said that we cannot allow the state to put lives of more than 9 lakh students to risk. They said it in so many words. It said this is not like opening up of liquor shops during the lockdown, right? Second point, the court also wondered if the government of Tamil Nadu, and listen to this carefully, whether the government of Tamil Nadu will give an undertaking that no student will contract COVID-19 infection if it allowed the exams to go ahead. Now, both the Bombay High Court and the Supreme Court are likely to pose similar questions to the ICSE and the CBSE. Now, will the boards be able to give an undertaking beyond saying that we will take all safety measures? If you recall, the Tamil Nadu government understood the mood of the court and decided to cancel the examinations and promote everyone and allot marks depending on the marks the students had got in the half-yearly and the quarterly examinations, and also on the basis of their attendance records. Now, point number 2, let's come to what happened in the Telangana High Court. On Saturday, the Telangana High Court refused permission to conduct the examinations in Hyderabad, Secunderabad and Rangareddy districts, saying the situation in these COVID-19 hotspot areas is not safe enough to allow the examinations to be conducted. Now, when a court does not deem Hyderabad to be safe, how can Mumbai, Pune, Thane, Chennai, Delhi, with a much larger number of corona positive cases, be considered safe? The third point, now let's talk about the Supreme Court. And I think the apex court will need to walk the talk. Why do I say that? Number 1, because the court itself is in no mood to restart physical hearings. It is continuing with virtual courts. In fact, a committee of 7 Supreme Court judges did not agree to the demands of the different bar bodies across the country, including the Supreme Court Bar Association, to resume regular courtroom hearings. And they said that they will take a decision only at the end of the month, that's the end of June. So if the judges wish to stay away from physical courtrooms because the situation they think is not safe, not conducive, how can a different yardstick be applied to students who will be assembling in examination centers in hundreds, right? Number 2, the Bar Council of India in its press release dated the 9th of June said all students except final year students of LLB will be promoted on the basis of performance of previous year's marks. That is, the marks obtained in the internal examinations in 2019-2020 academic year. And final year students of 3 years LLB course or 5 years LLB course may be allowed to appear for online examinations, or alternately A project report or a research paper may be used to assess the students. Okay. So when this is happening within the judiciary and the law courses, why should different yardsticks be applied to other students who are much younger in age? Point number 4. When the lockdown was first relaxed, you will recall, and if you look at the data, you will find that there was a sudden jump because guest workers or the migrant workers traveling out of hotspot states like Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu were seen as carriers of the virus, and even if they were asymptomatic, and they were going back to their villages, and that was posing a risk, a health risk, a serious health risk to their families and other people living in those villages in Bihar, Jharkhand, Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal primarily. Now, the other super spreader, right, could have been the liquor shops when they were reopened. Now, the state governments fortunately shifted to online sales, seeing the kind of rush that was there on day 1 and day 2 whenever these liquor shops were opened. Otherwise, you could have had a situation that along with people getting high, it could have made the number of corona positive cases also go very high. Fortunately, that did not happen because of the shift to online sales of liquor. Now, the school examinations, the fear is could be another super spreader, and there is a real risk given the way the numbers have been going up steadily every day. And especially when there are alternatives available to assess the students either on the basis of their performance through the year or some other methods, why is there this insistence on conducting the examination in the month of July when June seems to be so bad in terms of the numbers available so far? Final point, the courts and definitely the HRD ministry, the CBSE, the ICSE council, and even the state boards in states like Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka who have their examination scheduled for the end of June and mid-July, they need to realize that there is something called examination fatigue. And I'm sure judges will look into this aspect as well. I think they really should. Because the syllabus that the students have been preparing, be it for class 10 or be it for class 12, is almost now since the examinations were postponed in the month of March, April, May, and now we are in June, is almost like stale food. You cannot find it tasty anymore. You need to let the students move on. The alternate assessment method may not really be the best, may not really be the most accurate, but it would still be preferable to putting lives of young children at risk. The administrators also need to be a little sensitive to the anxiety factor. Let's really not make it an ego issue, as I said, because we expect the CBSE and the ICSE council and even education ministers of different states to be sensitive to how these students are feeling. By not taking a decision, what's happening is the administrators are not really being very student friendly. In Telangana, for instance, and I think that was really not the right thing to do, the examinations were supposed to start on the 8th of June according to the rescheduled dates. The decision of the High Court came on the afternoon, the evening in fact, of the 6th of June at 4 p.m. Do all decisions have to be taken at just about the last minute? Why? Now the CBSE and the ICSE council have at least 15 to 20 days, and other state boards, Karnataka exams are to start from the 25th of June. So let's not wait till the nth hour before announcing their decision, right? At this point in time, I'm told that the timetables are being sent as reminders to the students that you do have your examinations. There is also a note which has been sent to all the schools talking about the safety measures that they need to incorporate, including sanitizing the entire school, the examination center premises. My last point, and listen to this carefully. You need to wear a 3-layer mask to be absolutely safe. I want to ask, have any officials worn a 3-layer mask for a 2-hour or a 3-hour period continuously and also focused on writing something at the same time under considerable mental stress? I bet you cannot, because the education system is basically meant to test students on how much they know. Now these exams with a mask on will mean that they will have to write even while they are feeling breathless and claustrophobic. And then there is also the added worry of ensuring that you do not touch any other object for the fear of contracting a virus, because you obviously do not know what is sanitized and what is not sanitized. So basically you are testing them on a whole lot of other extraneous factors than just the curriculum, than just the syllabus which they have prepared. So why do you want to test whether the students can really write examinations under a whole lot of stress? So the question finally at the end of the day is, do we really need to do this to 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old children? Who are not even adults at this point in time. We really need to think about it. I hope those who are in charge of taking the decisions are listening and will do the needful. Thank you very much for watching. Jai Hind.